could create a significant data entry. It is not unusual. Call scheduling summarized. Once you've created the unit record with a call scheduling section, a systematic approach to call scheduling can be fully implemented. Management can take full control of the calling process. In this chapter 1 explains several types of call scheduling systems that can be implemented in your environment easily and inexpensively. Bins, slots, and hanging folders were mentioned as organizational tools. Any of these can effectively provide a scheduling system to your communicators. Your scheduling system will contain approximately a dozen separate files that the communicators can use to schedule records. The exact number of files will depend on your unique program, the hours per day the communicators are on the phone, the number of final dispositions you'll allow, and whether you will use weekday and weekend calling. I gave you some helpful hints for scheduling, particularly for accommodating larger programs that span all of the domestic time zones, and multiple programs and scheduling systems. Colored forms and filing systems can simplify what might otherwise be a complicated problem. Determining the required number of records to support a telephone operation can be a difficult task if you've never done it before. I explained several approaches to determine how many records are initially required for telephone selling, and how to evaluate work in progress. Telephone selling to existing customers is most effective. Modifying and changing existing computer programs and files can be difficult and costly. The current computer system may not have a convenient location to store new information captured during the telephone selling process. Problems like this make implementing a scheduling system difficult within your data processing department. A complementary computer file that stores the telephone selling information can be an effective alternative to changing existing programs and files. Data processing will probably have to create new programs to code and select records for telephone selling, and for printing unit records. Developing and creating a complementary telephone information file while these new programs are being created shouldn't significantly prolong the process. We examined a sample telephone information file that might be a basis for you to create your own. This sample file lists the next scheduled calling date for each customer. The unit record and telephone scheduling give management tremendous control over the telephone selling process. The call scheduling section of the unit record limits the number of attempts made to a record. The call scheduling system forces the records to be dialed in a methodical way. The net result is usually increased productivity and results. Both the unit record and scheduling system also add a level of measurement to telephone selling that can excite most managers. In the next chapter, one will review how to manage and measure telephone selling. Chapter 9.